Welcome back to another episode of the MomBoss Show. And this episode is the second part of our previous episode about live launching versus Evergreen launch. And if you missed that episode, you can head back and start there. I'll add the link in the description. Okay, for this episode, we are going to talk about how do you decide what product should go evergreen, or if you don't already have more than one offer or one product, how do you decide what you have is actually a great option for evergreen? A simple way is that after you're satisfied with your live launching results, you can try launching it again on evergreen and that you're also happy with the results, so that you can then refocus your energy and time on creating a new product. But really, the biggest thing you should consider when deciding what you already have or what you're going to make evergreen is this. What is a product that you can put at the beginning of your funnel as an evergreen product? And that's what I love for an evergreen. I like a product that is at the top of my funnel, top of funnel product. So basically, you want as many people to take you up on this evergreen offer as possible. And the reason for that is that because you want to get them into your world. You want them on your email list. You want to start nurturing them, right? You want to start adding value to them so that when you live launch something else, maybe your main offer is like the next product that they should move into, or it could be another product that they can help them progress further. Now they're already warm leads. They've already paid for something. So they're really warm, right? And they're more likely to purchase because you already have their trust. So for me, one of my first steps into my world is around growing your Instagram. So right now, that's my evergreen product, my evergreen course, Instagram Growth Bootcamp. So from there, I have my live launch in demand, which I only open doors to twice a year. What happens at the launch could be a 2-hour webinar, right? Which I give value and insights into how I grow my business. And at the end, I would then invite people to join In Demand Accelerator to help them build the systems they need to grow their business. And it only happens a few times a year. For my MomBoss Go program, which is priced at $1,997, which I live launch as well, right? The front end evergreen product is an online product creation course at $97, which I can also use as the downsell after my live launch. So that way, I'm not live launching every single month. I live launch only a few times a year, which also means that I don't have to be running ads all year round. So if you've been in MomBoss Go, right, and you've been on that 12-week journey with me, you do know that when I live launch, I show up a lot, and I really like to help you on your journey. So to me, I really never look at live launch as an issue. I look at it as an opportunity. And that's why, I'll go all in for about 10 weeks altogether, and I'm with you on the journey every step of the way. So for MomBoss Go as a product, it makes sense to live launch because I believe in that live aspect of things. Because once you buy in that time, 9 weeks with me, you have private WhatsApp group with me with lots of Q&A and just a lot of group coaching as well. And so MomBoss Go is a really robust program, and I want to give you that support. And one more thing I want to add is that you could have a product where you live launch and you can also have it on evergreen. For example, my Instagram Growth Bootcamp. So I have the live version where I do it every year around June, July. I'll live it, right? Because let's face it, the social media space changes so quickly. So every year I have new materials to teach. Then we have the live session recorded, edited, and uploaded to our membership area so that we can have it available all year round on Evergreen for those who missed the June-July live 5-day bootcamp, right? It's also important to note that before you are going to live launch your Evergreen products, it is best that you take it off the market for a month prior. Meaning people won't be able to see it on your website for a month, so that when you live launch it, right, you can also make the offer slightly different in terms of price or how you package your offer. It really doesn't have to be the same as when it is available on Evergreen. And I like to package my live launch offer with additional bonuses and limited time discount to really encourage more buy-ins in bulk. You've probably seen this done online or offline as well, right? Beauty products like SK-II or Lancome may have their limited edition festive season packaging or promotion. And while usually it's really not by cutting the prices, promotion doesn't always mean cheaper. Sometimes it could even mean more expensive, but as a consumer, you get more freebies, more perks during the promo period. And for me, I actually like to change the product. I make my Evergreen offer usually slightly cheaper and easier to get through. So I still have this other program that's very similar with very different elements and features when I live launch. So it's not exactly the same product. It could be a very similar program with different benefits and features to both, and sometimes even a different way to navigate through those programs. Also, I recommend that you turn off your ads to all your other offers when you're running a live launch, because we don't want to compete with ourselves, since our ads are more likely to go out to the same audience. So you don't want your ads to be bidding against one another. So that's why we turn off our Evergreen ads, even if it's a totally different products, right? So we're not competing against ourselves. That's just a side note. Okay. One of the things that you have to remember with Evergreen every day is that if you do it right, you are bringing in money. Every single day, I bring in money into my business, right? At least for MomBoss Academy, with IG Growth Bootcamp, online product creation, our branding and packaging course, and of course, our Momentum membership, which is a subscription model. All right. Now I want to switch gears and move into some rules to help you achieve this, because the chances of you building a successful business that supports live launching in a way that feels good to you, and an evergreen offer as well, one that can offer you the space and time to scale your business. So I think your opportunity to do so increases if you can follow some of these guidelines or rules. Rule number 1, whatever you do, focus on one product at a time. Don't try to split your time and energy between two products, right? So if you're trying to live launch and successfully then offer an evergreen that hasn't quite converted yet, you are going to struggle. So what I mean by that, I say have to focus on one product, right? And you're probably right there, Michelle, what are you talking about? You just told us that you have IG Growth Bootcamp alongside all of these other programs like MomBoss Go, In Demand, etc. in MomBoss Academy. I realized that, okay? So it actually took me years to perfect one product before I moved into another. So if you're new, don't try to create and sell many products at the same time. Focus on one product, one at a time, to get it to a place that you feel good, right? And then you can move on to the next thing. So if you want to live launch an evergreen, right? Let's say you have a product right now that you're live launching and you're like, this is doing well. I want to move this to evergreen. Don't try to move it to Evergreen while you are also creating a brand new product that you are trying to live launch. Just do one thing at a time. So dialing in that Evergreen and getting it right takes a lot of work. Give yourself time to do so before you move on to creating something new to live launch. And in demand, I teach people how to come up with an entire offer ecosystem, how to live launch and then move into Evergreen. So I actually teach both. And I always say you got to do one at a time because it is just too much to try to take both on and do it imperfectly. Number two, if you decide to turn a product into Evergreen, spend the time trying to get it to convert well. So before you ever put something on Evergreen, live launch at least once or twice, get it to a place where you're feeling really good about, and then move it into Evergreen. And this is exactly the approach that I took for all of my products. Remember Christy? She took the same exact approach when she took to grow her business to 6 figures. The same business model. All right, so it's not just me. I've teach that to my students inside MomBoss Academy. They applied the same and it has worked for them rather than overwhelm them, not getting the launch right and really failing at everything. And especially for moms, we have so many other commitments already, so don't put that pressure on yourself. And lastly, rule number 3, follow this equation and please don't push through any part of this. Live launching, then Evergreen. Then what's my next live launch offer? Okay, and then you take that next live launch offer, maybe a new product that you create, and you can repeat the live launching until you say, okay, I want to keep this on live launch once or twice a year, or I'm ready to move this into Evergreen as well, so that you can have more than one program on Evergreen, right? You can have more than one program that you can live launch. And here's the best part about being an entrepreneur and a business owner. You can do whatever you want, right? And that's the reason why I'm in business for myself. I love that. And here I am giving you rules and stuff, and you might want to go and break all those rules, right? Go on with your best self. I'm just saying that I've done this a lot of times and I've taught it for years, and I know that this model works, right? So I'll say it again. Start with the live launch, do it 1 or 2 times, or maybe even more, perfect it and move it to Evergreen if you want to, and then spend time getting that to convert. I get it. It may take a while to get the Evergreen to convert well, right? Ask anyone who have done Evergreen. But once you're good with that, it takes a lot less work keeping it that way, right? And then you can move on to the next thing that you want to do. And so the whole idea of this rinse and repeat works so well for live launch and Evergreen model. So live launch, go Evergreen, and then brainstorm your next offer. Go from there. I'm so passionate about this because I know that if you follow this model, it is not going to exhaust you to the ground. It offers longevity, it scales well, and it gives you multiple streams of income, and it gives you that flexibility as an entrepreneur. So if you haven't guessed by now, I think that's the best model that I have created for my business and for other people as well. And an Evergreen offer is really that offer that supports other people getting into your world. So make it a top of funnel Evergreen offer. It will lead people into your live launch of your main offer down the road as well. But here's what I want to say. If you're thinking that you're already behind because you haven't dropped an Evergreen offer, or you don't have all of this set up in your business yet, let me tell you, you are not behind. This isn't something that you need to rush. It is something that you want to work towards, right? Something that, that push you forward. Every day you do something about it, it takes you closer to your vision, right? So that you can look back one day and then you can tell yourself, hey, remember that time when I only had one product and I keep having to live launch it? No, you don't have to be stuck at that stage. So maybe right now, start working on your live launch, that you have at the back of your mind. Do that, right? Or if you have a product or a service or a course that you already launched, but it needs some tweaks, don't give up, keep going. I can't even begin to tell you how many people have failed in their first few launches. I mean, it does take time to get right? You need to get people to sign up, and then you need to get them to show up, and then you need to present in a way that don't make them leave within the first few minutes of your presentation and having to convince people to buy at the end. It is not easy, but with the right steps, it can be done. So don't give up. And if you're interested to learn how to plan, set up, and put together a launch, I do have a short course that you might like, right? I share step by step what you should do to get people to say yes to your webinar, how to get them to show up, and what to say in that webinar so that you can convert those attendees into clients in my program called Launch It Perfect. And yes, we just live launched it last week, and you get to buy the recording to watch it at your convenience right now in the link in the description. So don't give up, my friend. Keep trying. Your success is closer than you think. Thank you so much for joining me today, especially on something that we do day in, day out at MomBoss Academy. And I hope you enjoy this episode. I'll see you next time. You've got this.